Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I'd like to call this regular meeting of the San Felipe Del Rio CISD Board of Trustees to order. Today being Monday, March the 30th, 2026. Mr. Secretary, would you call roll?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mesa. Mrs. Luna Chavez.
Present.
Mr. Almaraz. Mr. Overfelt.
Present.
Mr. Mesa.
Here.
Mrs. Guanajuato Webb.
Present.
Mrs. Haynes.
Here.
I'm also present. Sir, you do have a quorum.
Thank you so much. Let the record show that we do have a quorum of board members and that this meeting has been duly called in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. We'll have opening ceremonies, first with a moment of silence for personal reflection, and we'll have a moment of silence for some personnel that worked in our district for some time that have just recently passed. So I'd like to read those names, and then we'll follow with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. We'll have a moment of silence for Pam Smith, board member and teacher with our district, Elisa Villarreal Ledesma, food service worker, Irma Avalos, elementary teacher, PE coach, Maria Yolanda Padilla, teacher's assistant, Maria Guadalupe Garza, custodian, Jerry Quebeclis, science teacher at Del Rio freshman. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. First item that we have is recognitions. Item 4A, TASB Business Recognitions. Amy Childress.
Good evening, President Mesa, Dr. Rios, and members of the board. Businesses Standing Up for Public Schools is an annual recognition program established by the Texas Association of School Boards to celebrate the important support provided in local communities, express appreciation to those who stand up for schools, and encourage more businesses to participate in this sort of community service. The support of local businesses and other community organizations is vitally important to our district. These collaborative efforts yield creative, exciting opportunities for students as they advance their learning. The San Felipe Del Rio CISD Board of Trustees and Administration appreciate your support. As I call your business or organization, please come on stage to receive your certificate of appreciation. Amigo Children's Dental.
Amy. They have, they're handing this?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Bank and Trust Rotary Club. Cadena Family Practice. Class of '84. Kowski's Rentals. Fairway Independent Mortgage. Mr. Gaddy's Pizza. Martinez Catering. Money Concepts Money Link. San Felipe Lions Club. Thank you all very much for your support to our district and our students. I think if you'll stand there. They didn't step forward or?
He just organized them so they can take it, so that way the board can jump in, or at least the board president and the board vice president jump in for a picture.
Mr. Mesley, come on this way. Everyone take one step to the right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I turned it off. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies. We'll see you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As always, we're grateful for all the businesses that support our endeavors and the different activities throughout the district. Again, thank you so much for your help and everything you do. Next item we have is item 4B, Fine Arts Solo and Ensemble State Qualifiers. We have Vanessa Martinez.
Good evening, President Mesa, Dr. Rios, and members of the board. I am proud to stand before you today to share that our Del Rio High School Mighty Ram Band recently competed in UIL Solo and Ensemble in February. We had over 60 solos and ensembles from trios, quartets, and small groups up to 24 students. And at the end, we had over 161 students medal, a first rating, which is a superior. And of those 161, we had 3 ensembles qualify certified for state. They will be competing in May outside of Austin at the state level, so we're very excited for them. So tonight we're going to recognize 2 of the groups that are here today. We had one group that couldn't make it due to previous engagements. So the group that's not here is a saxophone quartet, Tamara Duran, Adalberto Mendoza, Conrad Soto, and Amaris Voss. But our first ensemble to play for you tonight will be a flute trio, including Victoria de los Santos, Alejandra Martinez, and Cristobal Ramirez. Thank you, guys. They sounded wonderful. Our second ensemble that's going to be playing tonight is a percussion ensemble, and they have 4 people. We have Lily Hernandez, Jorge Limon, Noran Martinez, and Ana Ugas. we're really proud of our students. They've been really resilient this year, and these kids are just an achievement and a testament to the exceptional dedication and the hours of work and coordination that they put in. But we'd also like to thank our directors that have stepped up this year with these students. We have Mr. Nanez, Mr. White, Ms. Brown, and Mr. Vasquez. And we'd also like to thank the district and the board for their continual support of the arts.
Thank you. What an amazing performance. And again, I want to thank all the students for representing us so well, especially in the state meets and throughout the district. Thank you for all the work you do, for the parents, all the directors, again, thank you. Some of them have retired and they come back and help us out, so we're grateful for all the work that goes on. Dr. Rios?
Mr. Mesa, your sentiments were right on target. Excellent job. Thank you to the directors that worked for them. It's wonderful to have such a strong fine arts program in the district. Vanessa, I'm going to ask you to come back to the podium for just a second. First, I want to thank you for just an excellent Fine Arts Festival that the Fine Arts Department put on at the Roosevelt Park. It was awesome. It was a perfect coordination, great job. And we know that you were tasked with it and you led it so well. But can you just, for the committee and the board, share a little bit about what that day entailed and schools that participated so that everybody could be recognized?
Yes. So this was our first year doing a fine arts festival where we included elementary, middle school, and high school fine arts programs. So we had the elementary district choir plus the elementary art teachers having artwork displayed. And then we started in middle school. We had every band play, mariachi group, choir, and strings. And then we moved into our high school programs, but also including some of our performing artists, our spirit groups like cheer, bells, flags, Dance Co. So we were able to just showcase them pretty much all day long from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I think we probably needed a little bit more time, but we were lucky that there was a UIL meet, so some of the groups unfortunately couldn't perform, but we had a really amazing turnout, really great parents that came out, and even just the community to come see the talent that this district has.
Awesome job.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next item on our agenda is citizens' comments. If Pastor Martin Seca is here, he signed up. Not here? Okay. Then we'll go on with the next item. Next item we have is reports. Item 8, facilities and construction update. Hector Chapa.
Good evening, President Mesa, Dr. Rios, members of the board. Tonight's update will provide the updates for the district-wide roofing project as well as the Garfield Middle School shade canopy. Currently, the contractor AAA Roofing out of Bracketville is working at the high school, which the project includes the 800, 900, 1,000, 1,100, and 1,300 wings. The proposed construction, or the construction duration, is anticipated to be 4 weeks, weather permitting. The work started during spring break, but they had to take a break to wait for materials to come in. So this past Friday, the materials came in and they started placing the first layer, which is a 1/2 inch heavy-duty cover board. Proceeding after that would be the base ply, and we'll finish with the cap sheets. Once they finish the 800, 900, they'll proceed to the adjacent building and so forth. During spring break week, Playground Boss was the vendor that came in and installed the new canopy outside Garfield Middle School. That concluded the updates on the facilities. I'll proceed to work
Questions
orders.
from board members? Then we'll go on with the maintenance.
Yes, sir. For the last 90 days, maintenance received 845 work order tickets, 762 were completed for a 90% rate, closure rate. 0 to 15 days, 194 were received, 174 were closed for a 90% closure rate. 16 to 30 days, 152 were received, 141 were closed for a closure rate of 93%. 31 to 60 days, 315 work orders were received, 278 were closed, 88% closure rate. 61 to 90 days, 184 work orders were received, 169 were closed for a closure rate of 92%.
Mr. Chubb, if I can interject here.
Yes, sir.
It's great to see 90% completion. A lot of these have vastly improved over the past years, months. So
Yes, sir.
it's great to see 90% completion.
Technology Department, the past 90 days, 2,815 work orders were received, 2,620 were closed, 93% closure rate. 0 to 15 days, 453 were received, 374 were closed, 83% rate. 16 to 30, 548 were received, 512 were closed, 93%. 31 to 60 days, 1,074 were received, 1,017 were closed, 95% closed rate. 60 to 90 days, 740 were received, 717 were closed, 97% closure rate. Transportation Department, 191 work orders were received, 178 were closed for a closure rate of 93%. On 0 to 15 days, 20 were received, 18 were closed for 90% closure rate. 60 to 30 days, 41 were received, 36 were closed for 88% closure rate. 31 to 60 days, 71 were received, 67 were closed for a 94% closure rate. And 61 to 90 days, 59 were received, 57 were closed for a 97% closure rate.
I'll turn it over to board members for questions. Anyone? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next report that we have is item 8B, Term 4 Attendance and Discipline Report. Laura Sandate.
Mr. President, as always, we're prepared to make the presentation, but as always, attendance is up. If there's any specific questions?
Now, I just want to, I'll be leaving the board pretty soon, and I know I always bring up attendance. It's the easiest way to bring up revenue, to continue with the 90% attendance and better than 90%. There are some campuses that are really achieving that 90%, Ceniza Hills, Buena Vista, some others that are falling behind. I know that it's difficult with 3 and 4-year-olds, Head Start, Blended Academy. But again, it's the easiest way to increase revenue for our district, and when we deal with a budget, which we're going into, it's the easiest way to increase the revenue by making sure we have 90+% attendance. So whatever you can do to again make sure that we have that 90% in our district. We're falling a little bit further behind in regard to the district average. We're close to 90%, but there's still some room for improvement, especially in the elementaries and secondaries as well. So whatever can be done. Is there anyone that has any question with discipline? Mr. Orfeld?
Yes, sir. I guess a refresher. When we're looking at the discipline reports for each school and it lists the different codes and it says there's 6 of these, 7 of those, whatever it might be, does that mean there are 6 coded instances of that happening, or those individuals ultimately earned a referral and went to ISS, and that's how it totals up? So as an example, let's say one school it says they have 5 tardies for the 6 weeks. Is that 5 people that were excessively tardy and they went to ISS for it, or there were just 5 for the entire semester?
These were 5 incidences of tardies, but let me ask any one of the principals. All all tardies don't go into the Skyward, correct? The kid gets X amount of tardies before they get a referral? I think, what do y'all have, 3 tardies at the middle school? I don't know that elementary school follows it. High school, Ms. Hobbs? Okay, so Mr. Overfeld, these are instances where that many students had 3 or more tardies at the middle school or 5 or more tardies at the high school.
Okay, so it comes down to ultimately earning a referral. So like dress code violation, somebody, like if it was a dress code violation, somebody got warned a whole bunch of times and then told, okay, fine, you're getting a referral for it, or skipping class, or whatever it might be. It ultimately earns a, that's how it's.
No, sir, for dress code and for skipping class, those referrals, there isn't a, we warned you once not to skip class. Those are immediate referrals. For dress code, depending on the violation, most of them are first-time referrals. I don't believe there's a 1, 2, 3, then now you get a referral.
Okay. Okay, it had just been a while, so I was trying to refresh. Okay, cool, thank you.
Anyone else? I have a question in regard to the electronics violation, which is, it seems to be the largest number in every campus pretty much, and I'm sure that has to do with the use of cell phones during instructional time. Dr. Rios?
Yes, Mr. Mesa, the new law that went into effect this year was that they were, first, we had been informed that they could be used during lunchtime. And then we were later informed, they had some clarification that no, we cannot even allow them at lunchtime. I worked with the principals to say, inform your students, and my understanding is that now, even at lunchtime, if you're seen with it, it's collected. But it has everything to do with the law and its students being caught with their cell phone, whether it be in class or even lunchtime, because they do not supposed to use them at all during the day.
So when they're collected, how long are they kept?
They're returned to the parent. First violation, they're returned that same evening. The parent comes, gets them. The second time, they're turned over to the police department, and parents have to go and get them there at the police department, and that continues after that. We're not allowed to charge a fine like we did before.
Okay, just as long as it gets better, because I noticed that was the biggest violation that we had throughout almost all of the schools.
Oh, absolutely. At one campus that didn't have an assistant principal, we even had to provide some temporary help so that the principal would get on with instruction.
Okay. Well, thank you for answering that question. Next item we have is the consent agenda. Again, consent agenda, one action will approve all items on the consent agenda. There are some minutes of the February 23rd meeting. There are some financial statements, some purchases, and if anyone has a question on any item, please bring it up at this time so we can have some further explanation, or maybe we can pull any item out. None?
I have a comment,
Yes,
Mr.
Dr.
President.
Rios?
I mentioned through the weekly communique of the Board of Trustees that item G2, that we were enhancing the services provided in order to provide security of documents, and that pricing summary was provided to you
We have it.
on a handout. But I just want to make sure that the board understands what we're voting on.
So everybody understands we do have a separate paper detailing the amounts. Again, I just want to mention, we also have donations. We're always grateful for businesses and individuals that donate for every organization and every school function that we have. As always, we are very thankful for contributing, again, from either individual members or businesses. They will be posted on social media. Again, all the donations will be posted. And so with that, I'll ask board members. No questions? So there's a motion from Mr. Galindo to approve the consent agenda. Is there a second? Mr. Orfeld? All those in favor? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Go on to administration. Item 10. First item we have is item 10A, consideration to approve submission of application for the LASSO Cycle 4, 2025-2026 Leadership and Instructional Foundations for Texas LIFT, a standard Bluebonnet grant for the implementation of the Bluebonnet curriculum K through 5th grade math, 6th through 8th grade math, and support for 10 campuses and leaders and 2 district leaders as well. Jane Villarreal.
Good evening, Board President Mesa, Dr. Rios, members of the board. And yes, this item is for approval to submit an application for the LASSO 4 LIFT grant. It's the Leadership and Instructional Foundations for Texas, also known as the Bluebonnet grant, to implement for our K-5 math, 6-8 math, and support for campus leaders, along with 2 district administrators for the 26-27 school year. Again, we were awarded, we submitted an application December 3rd and were notified that we were selected February 3rd for the amount of $906,000. We need to submit the grant April 2nd, so we are ready to do that with your approval. This fund supports not just the implementation of the Bluebonnet math curriculum, but also supports our district's administration in supporting good instruction, high quality instruction, along with school-wide procedures, school-wide routines, observation and feedback, and student work analysis. Again, the amount is $906,000, and at this time, there are no local matching funds that we have to account for. And there might be an amendment, as we had originally applied for the K-5 Bluebonnet ELA, but that will be reviewed and they will get back to us in regards to any reduction amounts for that.
Questions?
Yes.
Yes, Ms. Orfeld.
When did we, remind me, when we adopted Bluebonnet math?
We adopted that last year.
Okay, so we're almost a full school year through it.
Yes, sir.
And what is the feedback been on Bluebonnet math from teachers there? I mean, if I had teachers here, I'd ask them, but what has seemed to have been the feedback on it? Have we found have we found noticeable errors in it, or are we having to go in and change anything in it to make it work for our kiddos, stuff like that?
So like anything new, it did take a little bit of time to adjust, right, and learn. We did have some PD before we started, along with the RB's training. There is a review process. We have our math curriculum coordinator that reviews it and works with our teachers through Zoom. Sometimes she's at the campuses, depends. She'll go to one campus and Zoom with other campuses during their planning time so that we ensure that there is an understanding of the internalization piece of the product. And so it's been a learning process, right? And so the beginning, we did have mixed reviews. I think it's taken a while, right, to really understand and comprehend the program so that teachers, have appreciated, and we've gotten a lot more receptive feedback of the product. Again, our math curriculum coordinator assists in the internalization of the product.
Okay. And then you mentioned there might be an amendment or addendum that comes later for Bluebonnet ELA.
Right.
is that when if that would have to come to the board for adoption of Bluebonnet ELA?
I'll answer. Mr. Overpro, when we initially wrote out the grant, we wrote it as if we were going to implement Bluebonnet Math and Bluebonnet ELA. We wanted to maximize the opportunity for money. Now, in the process, the CNI department led teachers through extensive review of the proposed curriculums. The teachers at the middle school, not at the middle school, the teachers at the elementary overwhelmingly selected Houghton Mifflin. That is a curriculum that we will bring to the board for recommendation after we meet with the curriculum committee. Okay. So now we have to go and tell TEA that we're only implementing Bluebonnet Math and not Bluebonnet ELA. And because we're only implementing Bluebonnet Math, they will reduce the grant from $906,000, we believe, to about $870,000 to $875,000. It'll be a minimal reduction, but they are going to reduce the amount because we won't be implementing both curriculums. And they don't fund support for implementation of Houghton Mifflin. That's why they're going to reduce it about $35,000, $36,000. That's the amendment that we're going to have. But that amendment won't come to the board. We'll inform the board once it happens, but there's no need to come to the board for that amendment.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Just want to mention, I do get a lot of information at the state level in regard to both reading and math. There were initially a lot of mistakes in the Bluebonnet reading, but they were minimal. Grammatical, punctuations and things of that sort. But it is a state recommended curriculum as well. I personally would love to have both Bluebonnet Math and Bluebonnet Reading. It is a high quality curriculum, but again, whatever the teachers decide, we do use their input. Hopefully, it'll show the results. I think as a previous administrator teacher, it was difficult to understand elementary choosing one, secondary choosing a different program, because at some point, the transfer's got to be made from, again, 5th grade on to 6th grade and so forth, and they use a different program. And so it's a little bit challenging for the students, I found out. But
Yes.
again, just wanted to interject that. Any other questions for Jane? If not, we'll hear the recommendation.
Okay. It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the submittal of the application for the LASSO Cycle 4 25-26 Leadership and Instructional Foundations for Texas grant application for the implementation of Bluebonnet curriculum for K-5 Math, 6-8 Math, and support for 10 campus leaders and 2 district leaders for the 26-27 school year.
You've heard the recommendation from administration. I'll entertain a motion for approval. Motion made by Becky Chavez, seconded by Mrs. Webb. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously. Go on to item 10B, consideration to approve the memorandum of understanding between Education Service Center 15 as an approved provider, the San Felipe Del Rio CISD School District for implementation support for the Leadership and Instructional Foundations of Texas LIFT grant. Again, LASSO Cycle 4, Jane Villarreal.
Hello again, good evening. This item is for the consideration to approve the MOU between Region 15 and San Felipe Del Rio CISD as the approved provider for the implementation of the LIFT grant. Of course, there in the board memo, you have what we set forth as agreed upon between both parties for this grant. The provisions of the grant are regulated by TEA, but does support the implementation of Blue Bonnet and the support for 10 campus leaders and 2 district leaders. And of course, the board memo does include our responsibilities along with the responsibilities that Region 15 has in regards to implementing this 3-year grant. Again, the agreement the grant began March 1st, of course, is the start date, and ends August 31st, 2027. And so this board the MOU is for that year. Year 2 and year 3, as a continuation, we will bring the MOU up again every year.
Questions from board members? Okay, no questions, so we'll go on to the recommendation, please.
It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the superintendent of schools to sign the memorandum of understanding with Region 15 as presented.
For the recommendation, I'll entertain a motion for approval. Mr. Overfeld made the motion, seconded by Mr. Webb. All those in favor? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Go on to business and finance, item 13. Consideration to approve the modification of the 2025-2026 general fund balance commitments. Mr. Gilbert Sanchez.
Good evening, President Mesa, Dr. Rios, members of the board. As part of the fiscal year 25-26 budget, we committed funds in the maintenance department and the warehouse department to purchase vehicles. These purchases have been encumbered in both departments. The warehouse department has remaining $16,450, and we're asking to reallocate it to the remaining funds in the maintenance department, totaling approximately $42,000 to purchase a small tractor. Is there any questions?
Questions? No questions? Okay. Okay, no questions. You want to read the recommendation, please?
It is a recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the modification of the 2025-2026 general fund balance commitments as discussed.
For the recommendation from administration, is there a motion for approval? Mr. Galindo, seconded by Amy Haynes. All those in favor? Motion carries. Item 13B, consideration to approve the resolution regarding review of the investment policy CDA local to include independent sources of instruction for the training of investment officers and resolution adopting investment policy and strategy and to authorize broker-dealer list. Gilbert Sanchez.
Good evening once again. This policy is the annual review of the investment policy. Our investment advisor, Meter Fund, Public Funds, has reviewed the policy and made no recommendations for changes in the CDA local policy. So everything is up to date. They did include an updated broker-dealer list as well. So again, this is more formality.
Question for Mr. Sanchez? Dr. Rios, I just have one question. We have both Region 15 and Region 20 as a source for the policy. It says, if you look at page 270 in the book,
Yes, Mr. Mesa, what this list particularly refers to is that the CFO, myself, and possibly will add the Deputy Superintendent for Business Services, needs to have ongoing training. These are the providers of the training that we can go to. We can get the training through either one of the service centers, 15 or 20, the Government Treasurers Organization of Texas, and as well as the other 4 listed here. Due
Okay,
to
so-
calendar differences, I usually go to the North Texas Center for Public Management. Amy's done hers through a different provider, but these are the people that we can get the training from.
Okay, so that includes TASB and Region 20, Region 15? I think it's TASB.
Yes, for this, it's TASA and TASB, yes, they offer it as well.
Yeah, I just saw the resources there and I thought like, okay, well, it's attending the different training throughout the year that happens, and I guess y'all choose what different.
It's every 2 years
It's
that
every
we
2
have to get training. I think mine's coming up this
So is
year.
mine.
Okay,
Global Health.
so that's policy CDA.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, then no further questions. You want to go ahead and read the recommendation?
It is a recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the resolution regarding review of the investment policy CDA local and broker-dealer list.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation from administration, motion from Mrs. Webb. Is there a second to the motion? Becky Chavez, all those in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you.
We're going to be tabling item 13C. This is the approval of the renewal of food service management company until the next meeting, Dr. Rios.
Yes, sir.
So we'll, again, table item 13C. We go on to human resources, item 14. First item we have is item A, discussion and possible action to approve employee job descriptions and evaluation forms. Amy Childress.
Good evening, President Mesa, Dr. Rios, and members of the board. This evening, before you are updates to 3 job descriptions. We are presenting an update to the principal job description, the assistant principal job description, and the bilingual ESL curriculum coordinator job descriptions.
Okay, Amy, are these updates subject to revisions that have been made?
Yes, they were all, the revisions were in your book.
Okay,
Yes, they just hadn't been updated since like 2017, 2000 for
Okay.
the principal, and yes, it's just time to update.
okay, no, I just asking.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions from board members?
Yes, sir.
Hearing none.
Yes,
Wanna
sir.
read-
I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, Mr. Orville.
When we look at the assistant principal, the primary purpose, and it changes out to assist the principal in directing and managing instructional programs and supervising operation and personnel at the campus level. High standards of instructional service, compliance with district policies, and so forth and so on. A lot of the changes there in blue, it reads more, at least the way I interpret it, and I'm sure I'm wrong. It reads more towards the academic side and ensuring the academics, which is a good thing. But I just want to make sure that who's still in charge, or who still takes care of discipline. And there's still going to be APs and principals that take care of discipline. We're not going to punt that off onto someone else, right?
No, sir.
Because it just seems to read that way all of a sudden.
The discipline will continue to be handled in the same manner.
Okay. Good deal. Thank you.
Anyone else? Hearing none. Recommendation, please.
It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the employee job descriptions and evaluation forms as discussed.
For the recommendation, is there a motion for approval? Mr. Orfeld, seconded by Amy Haynes. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Okay, the time is 6:52 PM. We're going to go into closed session pursuant to policy 551.074 and 551.071. Again, if any action is required, it will be taken upon reconvening to open session. We're now in executive session. Okay, the time is 8:01 PM. We're reconvening to open session. No action was taken in executive. We're down to item 18A. Consideration to approve the personnel report to include the following: new hires, district vacancies, retirements, resignations. Amy Childress.
Good evening. It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the resignations, retirements, and vacancies as disclosed as discussed in closed session and the following new personnel: Desiree Jeffries for English teacher at San Felipe Memorial Middle School, Miguel Herrera, special education co-teacher at San Felipe Memorial Middle School.
Heard the recommendation. There's a motion from Mr. Galindo, seconded by Ms. Soroffel. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Item 18B, consideration to approve the position of speech language pathologist assistant, Amy Childress.
It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve Fabiola Montoya for speech language pathology assistant at Irene Cardwell Elementary.
Heard the recommendation. Is there a motion for approval? Motion made by Amy Haynes, seconded by Becky Chavez. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Item 18C, consideration to approve the administrator and professional contracts, Amy Childress.
It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the administrator and professional contracts as discussed in closed session.
Heard the recommendation. Motion made by Mr. Galindo, seconded by Amy Haynes. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Before we adjourn, I'd like to mention that I left one of these cards. TASB has a survey that was sent to your email. They're going to select one district from each region for a $500 scholarship. It takes about 3 minutes to finish out that survey. I've done it today, so it was sent today. So, again, hopefully we'll get a $500 scholarship. And there's also another, TASB has launched an effort to connect with all board members, and so I left one of these cards also there for you to look at, and you can either download the, you can scan the QR, or you can download the app. Again, this is, any questions that you might have, other fellow board members can answer and assist with resources and things of that nature. There being no other items on the agenda, is there a motion for adjournment? Mr. Soroffel, seconded by Amy Haynes. All those in favor? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you and good night, everyone.